Let's get back to hockey. And today we're going to be talking about my clothing brand didn't sell out, but here's why it was a good thing. Here's what I learned from it, okay? Our first clothing brand didn't sell out, and honestly, I'm glad it didn't, because if it did, I probably would have learned a lot less. Everyone online shows you the sold out screenshots, the six-figure Shopify days, the warehouse packed with orders. Nobody really talks about what happens when your first drop doesn't go that way instead, right? So here's exactly what we learned after launching our first Club Utopia collection. And on lesson one's clothes don't sell themselves. I used to think if the designs were good enough that people would just buy them, and that's just simply not how it works, especially in today's market where anyone, like literally anyone, can start up a clothing brand in a day, right? Okay. People don't buy clothing, they buy stories and they buy identity. They buy into people they trust. If someone discovers your brand for the first time, why would they care? Like, what is going to make them care? Like, after they leave it, are they going to remember your brand after they click off of it? These are things to think about, right? Now, that's a question that we were not answering well enough, which is why we obviously didn't sell out like we wanted to, right? Lesson two, content is the real product. This is a big one, okay? Looking back, we spent months designing clothes, hours finding manufacturers, sampling, sizing, packaging, but we should have spent just as much time building anticipation. The biggest brands don't just launch products, they launch moments. Looking back, we needed way more content, way more founder videos, way more behind the scenes, more styling, more storytelling, and more reasons for people to feel invested before the drop even happened. So, like I was showing you guys in the last video, which is how I went from 1,000 monthly viewers to about 25,000 monthly viewers, you will learn that we realized our content was just not as good as we thought it was, and that we really needed to hone in on our brand identity to make people feel something so that they feel something when they look at our clothes. And it's just not, oh, that's a fire t-shirt. We try to create something that could be emotionally attached to people. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, that was the main reason. That was the main reason is we didn't have a different variety of content. But we're getting more content actually for these pieces. Shit, hopefully today. A model just sent me like 83 pictures over. But lesson three: a small community beats a big following. This is something that I've learned a little bit about the clothing brand space because we only have maybe a community of 15 to 20, 30 people that consistently are always on our website and clothing brand page. So, that was allowed us to almost sell out though. You know what I'm saying? Like we almost sold out because of that. But having followers doesn't mean having customers. You could have 100,000 followers and barely sell anything, okay? Or you could have 500 people that genuinely believe in what you're trying to sell and believe in what you're trying to do. Those 500 is way better than those 100,000 semi cold, semi hot customers, right? We focus on building people who actually want to wear Club Utopia, not just scroll past it, okay? It's not for everybody, and your clothing brand shouldn't be for everybody because I don't even think you want everybody in your clothes. I know I don't want everybody in my clothes. If you're a bum and ugly, get the fuck out of I don't want you in my clothes. You're going to ruin the value of the clothes because you look like that in my shit. You know what I'm saying? Type thing. But yeah, lesson four, we overvalued the product and undervalued the brand, right? The product matters, quality matters, fit matters, but branding is what creates demand, right? People don't line up because cotton is better. They line up because they want to belong to something. That's a lesson that we'll never forget, right? Again, just goes back to pushing out the brand instead of just pushing out the product so hard. Build the brand so it's something that people want to be a part of. And naturally, if the product's decently priced, or hell, even if it's not decently priced, if you can make people feel something so strong, they will pay whatever price to be a part of your brand world. Lesson five, this isn't the end, this is the foundation, right? This is just the beginning of Club Utopia. This is our revamp. This is like our first drop with our new revamp. We got more models, more content creators, more founder style videos coming. As you guys see, I'm actually comfortable enough to sit in front of a camera and actually talk about failing in the clothing brand space, something that I was not comfortable at all, a year ago, doing. But yeah, we're gonna be doing more things like this and just approaching the content game from a very different lens and also being a lot more professional with it. And also, this just made us realize that we need to be doing 2 times more. And that's okay. Like, that's actually good. And like I said, it's good information that I personally needed to retain, right? This wasn't failure though, brother. This was market research. Like I keep telling you guys, every order, every DM, every person who didn't buy, every comment, every mistake, it's all data, right? Now we know exactly what needs to be improved before the second drop, which we're hopefully going to be doing another drop within the next, I'd say 4 to 6 weeks. Um, maybe even longer than that, depending on whenever our manufacturer actually finishes the pieces. They haven't even been sent to us, so we have not gotten no content for it. So, and then I have to go to probably some point at today and go plan out all of this said content, right? But yeah, you're building a clothing brand, don't judge yourself by your first drop. You are not going, like, I just want to say this right now. You are not going to make money your first clothing brand drop unless you were being mentored by one of the game's best clothing brands. Okay. It is very unlikely that you will make money. And what I mean by you will make money, you will get sales. You might even get enough sales to cover all of the bulk and remake all of the money that you spent on the bulk. Okay. But do not expect to receive profits. You can get revenue. Like, it's easy as hell to get revenue in the clothing brand space. There's so many different places you can post your product up. If your shit's not selling, post it to Depop Grilled and throw a little discount on it there. Try to sell it that way. But they're just, yeah, they don't expect to make profit. You will make revenue and have consistent revenue if you are smart, but profit wise, no. This is especially in the clothing brand space where we already have lower margins because it's a super heavy cash flow business and it's super reliant on attention and influencers, right? Judge yourself by what, but yeah, don't judge yourself by your first drop. Judge yourself by whether you're willing to improve after it, okay? Judge yourself by the data that you get from the drop and what you do with that said data. Because all the data that you get, if you take it and you're like, okay, this worked, this didn't work, and you apply some things that did work, you'll only do better. You know what I'm saying? Because the brands that make it usually aren't the ones that started out perfectly. They're the ones that refuse to stop. We're already working on drop 2, and I think it's going to be on a completely different level, which it literally is. Like, I'm not just saying that just to say it. A completely different level, completely different style of pieces. We went from, like, we're still in that archive field, but these next new pieces are going to be way more luxury oriented, way more on trend. Just, I'm very excited. I'm very excited. We got a lot of distress. We got some distressed shorts coming out. Um, yeah, I'm already thinking of completely different. But if you want to, if you want to follow the journey of Club Utopia, consider dropping a like, comment, and subscribing. And if you ever need any one-to-one help, I do audits on Utopian Creative Theory. I'm still building that page out, so there's not much on that page. Yeah, if you want to just get more one-on-one, in-depth help, I do hour-long calls and/or audits over on that page. We do brand audits, um, design work, all types of things. Yeah, just give me a text or anything like that. But yeah, it's your boy Hockey, and I'm out. Peace.